Welcome back to another video, guys. Inspired by my London trip, I'm going to share with you my favourite and best London fragrances. So let's get into the video. Before we start, I'm going to get into my morning coffee. It's a cool-ish morning here in Spain. And if you don't start filming early, you just can't film because you just end up completely covered in sweat. Not a nice vision, I'm sure. Anyway, so I was in London a couple of weeks ago. I am British, and so many amazing London fragrance brands. More than I actually appreciated when I started looking into this for this video. So before we get into my top picks, I'm going to give you a bunch of brands and fragrances from those brands. I want to give some notable exceptions to the list, because there's lots of brands that I would have loved to included in this video. So some notable exceptions are Beaufort, fantastic niche brand, I think founded by one of the members of the band The Prodigy. Check them out, they make some very interesting scents. Healy, Grossmith, London, Wydian, Electimus, London, Boadicea, the Victorious, many more as well. Just can't put them all in, right? It's as simple as that. And if you have a favourite London fragrance brand, then drop a comment below. What do you enjoy? What are you wearing the most at the moment? And for those of you who want to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee. I had lots of emails about that, so I'll put the link in the description. And also a big request, subscribe to the channel. 95% of people that watch this channel are not subscribed, and subscribers are like the oxygen for creators. It really helps us, it really helps me. So hit the subscribe and hit the bell icon as well, and then you won't miss any more videos. And I hope we can get that number down to something more respectable, 80%, 70%, something like that. Anyway, let's get into it. So I've gone with a number of different budgets on this, because everybody's in a different place. Some times you want to spend money on a special fragrance, other times you don't or can't. Totally cool with that, and you don't have to pay big money on fragrances. And that takes me to my first one, which is Taylor, Old Bond Street, German Street. I absolutely love this fragrance. It's one of my favorites. Look, I've put a good dent in this bottle, and super fresh, super classy, gentlemanly, but I'm not convinced it's certainly not a kind of seriously masculine leaning fragrance. I think this would actually smell nice on a woman, to be honest with you. But it's a cheapie. It's about £30, something like that, for 100 ml. It's actually an alcohol-free cologne, but the fragrance, the smell on it is beautiful. And you're buying into that London history, that London Taylor Old Bond Street shaving barbershop vibes. I had a shave in London in one of those barbershops. I've got a video coming up on that one. If you haven't checked it out, you should definitely watch that. But this one is evocative of those sorts of things, and it's fundamentally a citrusy, soapy, barbershoppy fragrance. I do enjoy those ones. I think you will do too if you're into that. So that's the first one. The second one is, let's go with this one, Molten Brown. Doesn't get a lot of hype or love in terms of fragrances. Molten Brown, it's more about shower gels and stuff like that. And I get that. They're not this is a lovely orange and bergamot eau de toilette. I picked it up in a discounter. Didn't cost me much money at all. It's probably £15, something like that. They do sell for more than that if you go into Molten Brown, but they often have sales on, so look out for the deals on that. And their fragrances tend to be pretty simple, pretty straightforward, just solid fragrances. I like the pink pepper one that they have. I think they have one called something like sea cypress and fennel or something like that, which is lovely. I've also got it as a shower gel. They do a good job, Molton Brown, for a pretty straightforward London brand and fragrance house. Definitely worth checking out for sure. The next one, let's move to Penhaligon's. So I'll start with Quercus. My wife bought me this fragrance a few years ago. This is an eau de cologne, and it's a lemon citrus. Really punchy, just a beautiful lemon. It's literally like having the squeeze of lemon in your gin and tonic, or even in your Coca-Cola. And when you first taste that lemon in that drink, you get that with Quercus. It's a solid, great staple summer fragrance that you can just spray. I think Penhaligon's are a good brand. They do some classics. I don't have a lot of Penhaligon's. I'm going to show you another one after. But I find some of their fragrances a little bit floral. I think they maybe lean a bit florally as a house. And that's not where I normally go with my fragrances. But I love the one that they've released earlier on this year, Dandy. It's a patchouli fragrance. I love patchouli. That's a great one. I really like Endymion, which is a beautiful, soapy, clean, fresh barbershop, but a high level one. The Parfum in particular is excellent in that range. So some really good options. This one, the Impudent Cousin Matthew. I always immediately think Impotent Cousin Matthew. I'm like, oh, how unfortunate. But this is not. It's Impudent. Is a beautiful soapy green fragrance. It's actually one of the best greens in my collection. It was in the greens video that I did recently. And this holds its own. This holds its own against any greens out there. It is a touch more florally, not feminine floral, but floral, white floral, and so on. But certainly holds its own against some of the other green giants out there, such as Apex and Green Irish Tweed and so on and so forth. It's different. It's really long lasting. It's actually discontinued, so you'd have to go onto eBay for this, but I'm sure they do other greens. I think the House of Penhaligon's, I'm sure everybody's aware of them if you're into your fragrances. I think they do a decent job, as I say. So yeah, give them a go. Next, where do I go here? I'm going to go with Creed. So Creed, when I started to think about, this is Green Irish Tweed, British brands, and I was looking on my shelf, and I actually looked past Creed, and I don't often think of Creed as British, but it was founded in the UK, and then they relocated to France. So it's sort of an Anglo-Francais type of company. And so, yeah, they're a very, very old 17-something company, global business, fantastic brand, giants like Aventus, Green Irish Tweed, Viking, just so many absolutely stunning fragrances from Creed. Green Irish Tweed is definitely definitely maybe if you're an Oasis fan, definitely maybe my number one Creed fragrance. I love it. I'm a green fragrance fan, but when you spray this, it's just so invigoratingly fresh without, say, the citrus of the Molton Brown and without the soapiness of the Cousin Matthew. It's just like, boom, fresh, have it, green. It's a masterpiece. It's an absolute masterpiece. And it has a creaminess underpinning it where, say, Apex doesn't. So it's a smoother blend than Apex, which is a rawer, more vibrant, aggressive green. My recommendation to Ash from the Chap's Guide was to check out Apex. This is just a total tangent. And he emailed me and he said, like, I popped into Roger when I was in London and it knocked my socks off. I absolutely love Apex. Great recommendation. So if you haven't tried it and you're into your greens, get it on the nose. They also do Apex O Intense, which ironically is less intense. Lighter. So that could be an option for you. And they also do Apex Parfum. Why am I talking about Apex when it's not even on the table? But yeah, Green Irish Tweed, Creed, one of the best English brands by far. And I don't think you can go wrong. I often, this is the state of my life. I often think, like, if I had a significant windfall, what I would do, how crazy I might go with fragrances. And one of the things that comes to mind is I would just go and buy every Creed, go and buy every Roger, and just have them in the collection. I'm not sure if I would go through with that. I think that's extreme. But yeah, I love Creed. I want to get hold of Viking, the Parfum. I think that's an incredible fragrance. That would be my next Creed purchase, other than a top-up for Green Irish. So, where do we go next? Well, I'm going to take you to Almond Jane. Now, this one, you'll see it doesn't actually have any logos. It just has the name of the fragrance underneath. And that is because I went into their store and I bought 8 Almond Jane fragrances in 30ml sizes, which is, I like houses that do the 30ml sizes because I have a lot of fragrances. I don't need 100ml. I don't even need 50ml. So it makes it more accessible. So I bought 8 30ml Almond Janes and they didn't have any bottles left for this one. This is Ivernia from Almond Jane. What a fragrance. Just has that DNA from the house. I'm actually going to spray this here. The DNA from Almond Jane runs through all their fragrances. A sign of a good house. They have a pride in their work, and just there's a class and a thickness to this and a creaminess to this. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. I have 8. I think this might be the best. Might be the best. Definitely, maybe the best. It's green, but it's smooth and has like an amberiness in it that is not dissimilar to Green Irish Tweed, but it is not as fresh, heavy as Green Irish Tweed. It's a heavier fragrance, but you could absolutely wear it all year round. And what I like about Almond Jane is they've got a brilliant founder, Linda Pilkington. She's super passionate. I really love listening to her. She's obviously a real expert, but loves what she does. It's a British house. They're in the Royal Arcade in London, as well as online, of course. And they are quintessentially British, really are. You can sense it, you can smell it, you can feel it when you go into the shop. And they have a lot of beautiful fragrances. Their most famous is Mont Tobacco. It's an incredible tobacco scent. It really is. If you like your tobaccos, you've got to go with or try Mont Tobacco. I don't think you'll be disappointed. in the same way that, say, Naxos with the honey and the tobacco is an icon for Xerjov, Montebaco is more of a purer but lighter, freshy tobacco. You could wear it all year round. And yeah, I just think they're a great brand. One of my very favourite London houses. And this one might be my favourite of the bunch. It's Montebaco, but it's one of their flankers, Montebaco Verano. And this is a Mandarin, or I think it's Mandarin. That's beautiful. So they've taken the Montebaco DNA and added orange, Mandarin in particular, to it. And it works, it absolutely works. And I reckon, I kid you not, I think this might be my most complimented fragrance. My wife loves it. When I go out, people always remark about it, and that is rare. Yeah, I don't know, lots of these fragrance YouTubers talk about compliments, like, and I'm like, they obviously know that you're a fragrance YouTuber. They know that you want to be complimented. I think the criteria for compliments should be random strangers complimenting you. I think the numbers would plummet if you said, how many random strangers have complimented you on your fragrance? Because I very rarely go up to a random stranger and say, hey, you smell amazing, mate, or lovely. And I'm not saying it hasn't happened. It probably has and probably will. But they've got to really smell amazing to get you to do that. Well, I actually have had a couple with Montebaco Verano on, but the most important thing is, to me, it smells incredible. Lasts a long time. It's got a great dry down as well. Gets more woody in the dry down, more tobacco-y, but on the top, it's so fresh, and you can wear this all year round, even though it's a tobacco fragrance. I wore it on Saturday night, went out with the kids down the boardwalk. There was an event on, sprayed this, and as I was walking down, I could totally smell it. And it definitely lives in the same level of fragrance as your Rogers, as some of your Xerjovs. It's top end, top of the tree, Ormond Jane, in my opinion. And when this runs out, I've not got that far through this. I don't know if you can see that. I will replace this scent. And that is something I don't often say or commit to when it comes to fragrances. Some I will, some I won't, but this one, 100%, I absolutely will. Give it a go. Ormond Jane, I think you'll be happy with. So, 2 more houses. I'm actually going to go to this one next. This is True Fit and Hill, and this is the 1805 cologne. Lovely bottle, and you can see the back of the bottle has got a picture of their barbershop. True Fit and Hill is the oldest barbers in the world, and I went there recently. You may have seen it, the video. If you haven't, make sure you click the link and check that one out, because it was an amazing experience. And I actually discovered this fragrance not in London, in Madrid. I was in Madrid with a friend. I did some fragrance stuff, and I went for a wet shave, and they used this shaving cream. I'd never smelt it before. I'd heard of True Fit and Hill. I was familiar a little bit with them, but he picked it, and as he was lathering me up, the smell of this was absolutely stunning. Like, literally, I'm not exaggerating, one of the best scents I've ever smelt. And I was like, what are you using? They said it's True Fit and Hill 1805. So after that, I bought the shaving cream with a little tube, which I keep in my toilet bag when I'm traveling now. I use that. It's lovely. And then I picked this up, and it's a cheapie. It's not super cheap, but I think I paid for 50 ml £40, something like that. is about 50 euros, 52 euros, something like that. And what you've got with this is, it's a citrus focused fragrance, but it's watermelon. And there's a world of hype out there with these things. This one is the best watermelon. I'm telling you now, if you like that kind of citrusy type of fragrance, it's beautiful. It's just stunning. There's a creaminess to it, combined with that citrus, that watermelon, and it makes it last as well. This one has actually been a great bedtime scent. Sometimes when you've had a shower and you're going to go to bed, just put a couple of sprays on, and it's light. It doesn't sort of make you choke or demand anything more of you than just to simply enjoy the fragrance. I think it's a masterpiece. Honestly, I think it's a modern, or not so modern actually, masterpiece, that if this was in another brand, another bottle, with some hype and some influencers, would be 300 quid, 200 quid, something like that. It's not. It's 40 or 50 pounds, and it lasts. It doesn't smell old-fashioned. It doesn't smell too barbershoppy, where you've got, say, this one that's barbershoppy and has that DNA completely, and that's great. This one doesn't. You know, it could be a totally different brand. I'm not going to name names, but you get my point. It's a cheapie. It's beautiful, guys. It really is an excellent fragrance. I think it's a woman could wear this. I think if you wear it as a man, you will be smelt, but it's just got a smoothness to it that is unlike similar fragrances of that price range. It packs above it punches above its weight. 1805 Truefitting Hill, and what you've got there is you're buying a slice of a quintessential British brand. Royal Warrant served the royal family for 9 generations, oldest barbershop in the world. When you go to barbershops in different countries, they often use Truefitting Hill products. People buy into that style. You will too if you check this one out. You might like some of the others. The House is definitely worth checking out. Apsley's quite nice, but some of their others do lean a little bit more what I would call barbershoppy, you know, and that's okay. That's fine. This one, I think, it's the standout for sure. All right, last but by no means least, I'm going to give you this one, Roger, Burlington 1819. But really, it's the House of Roger, and maybe I've saved the best till last here. Pausing because I need to think about what I'm going to say for Roger. I mean, it's probably, definitely, maybe my number one brand right now. I'm gonna say it right now in, where are we? July 2025. It is my number one British fragrance brand, and maybe my number one brand. I love Xerjoff too. I love Ormond Jane, but Roger, it's where I began. I was aspiring to Roger. I saw the bottles in Selfridges and other places. I had no idea what they were, what the brand was. I actually thought they were a Middle Eastern brand. And then I found out about them, and it was a British chap. I started to watch a few videos of him being interviewed, and smelt some of the fragrances. They were so different, but yet so classy. It was just the one for me. This is my most recent Roger acquisition. They're not cheap, Roger fragrances, guys. They're really not. You have to save up for them, and they do mean something, I think, when you get them. This one is a stunning, stunning grapefruit. It's just like I could bath in this stuff. I'm telling you, the best grapefruit out there. That's bold because there's lots of grapefruit fragrances. But this one, it's like they've put an elegance and a class around grapefruit. When you spray this, you feel special. I'm not a sort of guru on notes and the lists of notes, but they're super long. They're as long as your arm, the Roger ingredients. But all I can say is just get your nose on it. Roger as a brand, I love. As an English and British brand, I love what they stand for. And I like the DNA that runs through their fragrances. You can pay silly money. I wouldn't and don't. I got that on Notino in Spain, and I got a really good deal on it. A lot cheaper than the shop. I have bought at the shop, and the shop's a fantastic experience. I went into the Burlington Arcade store when I was in London recently. They always have well-trained staff. They do little deals and things like that on the day. They'll throw in, you know, travel samples and 10 mils and stuff like that. But the main thing is go and experience it for yourself. So there you go, my top British brands and some picks from each of them. I hope you've enjoyed that. Something for every budget, I think there. Something for every occasion as well in there. And I'll be back again soon with more fragrance stuff, more watch stuff, more lifestyle stuff. Definitely hit subscribe. Like I said earlier, 95% of people are not subscribed. Get subscribed, guys. It really means a lot. And I will see you in the next video. I look forward to your comments. What's your pick of the bunch today? Have a good one.